Hey, hey, ho, ho, James Gunn has gotta go. Hey, hey, ho, 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 James Gunn has gotta go. I'll explain what that chant is in a second. You know, I've been listening to all these podcasts, watching all these podcasts, fans of the superhero genre, DC in particular, talking about, James Gunn being in charge of the new DCU, okay? And you got the pro-gun, the con-gun, for-gun, against-gun, and I don't care for James Gunn. I'm going to tell you why. And it has nothing to do with Zack Snyder, okay? I'm not one of those Snyder peeps, I did like Zack Snyder's movies. I wasn't crazy about them. And as far as him coming back, I doubt that at this point in time, to come back and finish his arc because, well, first of all, I don't think he's going to get all those same actors to come back. And even if he did cast different actors, which he could do, I guess, if he wants to come back, or a good option is he could finish his arc, his storyline in animation. That's a good way to do it. But Zack Snyder, to me, seems like a decent guy. I felt very bad what happened, with his daughter. But James Gunn, on the other hand, I don't care for, all right? Personally, I feel he's a deranged, perverted degenerate, okay? And he doesn't belong in the DCU, all right? He has no business being in charge of these iconic characters. As you can see, Batman's one of my favorite. Oh man, I hope he doesn't get around to Batman. Listen, I like the Superman movie. All right, he didn't do any of that nonsense he did with Peacemaker with Superman. He knew better, because a lot of people know about Superman, but they don't know about Peacemaker. So he likes to do these characters, these offbeat characters that people really don't know much about. So he could get away with doing his perverted bullshit, like he did with, will you get out of there? Go inside, you're distracting me. You got this guy over there trying to give me direction. All right, he's an alcoholic who drinks too much, and all of a sudden he's a director. All right, what was I saying? He threw me off track. All right. He likes to do these offbeat characters like Peacemaker because most people don't know about these characters, so he could get away with doing his, his nonsense, like with that orgy scene that was in that Peacemaker episode that had no business being in there. It didn't enhance the story. Now look, adult content is one thing. Perverted, degenerate content is another, okay? That doesn't belong in the DCU, whether it's Superman or Peacemaker. It doesn't belong in any superhero project. And yes, children will be watching. Now, I know it's adult content, like I was about to say. Adult content is one thing. Perverted, degenerate content is another, okay? And I like the adult content. I like that a lot of these superhero stories are now, more adult than they used to be. That's fine. But come on, children are still watching. Look, when I was a kid, I would love, the dark take on Batman now. I always wanted that, even as a kid. So you're not going to stop me from watching that. So for him to put orgy scenes in these things is just despicable. It's disgusting. All right? But that's James Gunn. All right? In my opinion, he's a perverted degenerate. And it shows up in his work. He can't help himself. Look, like Quentin Tarantino. The guy had a foot fetish, all right? And that shows up in his work. He's always given shots of women's feet, all right? And look, of all the things to be attracted to on a woman, the feet, come on, man. There's some better parts of the body, you know what I mean? But anyway, okay, that doesn't make Tarantino, a perverted degenerate. There's a lot of people that have a foot fetish. A fetish I don't understand, but hey, to each his own. But James Gunn is a different story. All right? And the guy, listen, there's proof that, I don't like to say bad things about people. I don't know the guy personally. But there's a lot of proof that this guy's a possible pedophile from his past. He has no business being in charge of children's, even if it's adult content, but, children, family-oriented projects. He has no business being in charge of any, like I said, any DCU projects and these iconic characters like Batman, my favorite of all time. Oh man, I was about to say, I hope he doesn't get around to Batman. Like he didn't, like I said, Superman was all right. I liked the Superman movie. He didn't do any of that nonsense you do with Peacemaker. But he probably is going to do the sequel, give him time. He didn't do that because that was the first thing out of the box. Well, one of the first things. But he did it with Peacemaker, all right? Like I said, he feels that not many people know much about Peacemaker, so he can get away with that stuff. But I hope they're talking about, they're going to, some other studio is going to purchase Warner Brothers. If that's the case, I hope they get rid of James Gunn. I hope they get rid of him before he gets around to the Batman. I really don't want him near Batman, all right? I don't want him near any DCU project or any of these iconic characters. He's not the man for the job, all right? Like I said, adult content is one thing. That orgy scene with people's balls hanging out? Why? Because the guy's a perverted degenerate, all right? That belongs in a porno flick, not in a DCU project. I mean, come on, I call you fans of James Gunn gun butts, all right? Well, maybe it's the other way around because I was going to say, you got your head up James Gunn's ass, all right? Like he can do no wrong. You don't care if he's a degenerate because you're all desensitized degenerates. So that stuff doesn't bother you. If you had any decency, it would bother you. And if you really cared for these characters, you wouldn't want a guy like that in charge. Yet you make all the excuses in the world for this guy. Why? You on his payroll? Is he paying you? Is he giving you this guy's making good money. You don't have to feel sorry for him. He don't even know if you're dead. He don't even know if you're alive. All right? He doesn't even know you exist. He doesn't care about you gun butts. And you're all, James Gunn, he's the greatest director in the world. Listen, James Gunn, if you like him as a director, that's fine. All right? That's why restaurants have menus. All right? Not everybody has the same taste. Let him direct movies outside the DCU. Let him direct his own movies. Not movies of these iconic characters. And DCU, the DC, whatever they're called, well, now they're called the new DCU, and Warner Brothers, they better wise up and get rid of this guy. Because he's going to take this company right in the toilet. Under the gun of James Gunn, the DCU now stands for Degenerate Corporation Unfolding. And if you, like me, really care about these characters and want to see them done right and none of this depraved, degenerate bullshit, then you should all get together and maybe even petition for them to get rid of this guy before he does more harm, like he did with Peacemaker. That unnecessary orgy scene. I mean, come on. I mean, really, seriously. Anyway, that's my take on the situation. I'm not going to be talking about this anymore because I don't want my YouTube channel to become one of these, arguing about things like this channel. I like to entertain people and make people happy. And if you want to make me happy, you'll get rid of James Gunn. All right, take care, everybody. Peace out.